This isn't a gay bar. Okay, well, this is Earth, so.
Where do the quiet gays? Where are the quiet gays supposed to go?
Is someone crawling back there?
Yeah, this is my girlfriend. You can stand up. Okay.
Hi.
Come be our friend. It's fine. Okay, yay, we're all here. Rylie, how do you say your last name?
It's Bute. It's just like cute with a B.
Amazing. We got it right. We
We
were like,
had like a whole discussion about this. We were like, it cannot be Bute.
No, I live in the South, so everyone's like, oh,
it's
Bute.
like
I'm
French.
like,
Yeah. English is the worst language. It is so hard.
especially in America, because we all just pronounce things differently, and we're like,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
that's not even the same word.
I know. Well, it's so funny too, because when you think about how huge America is, like Europe could never. Europe is like the size of like the east of the United States.
Europe
Like
could never.
Europe could never. That's why we won the Revolutionary War.
Oh,
I
period.
just saw.
I just
a
watched Hamilton last
video-
night.
Oh, I just saw a video of like how the map distorts how big things actually are.
Yeah.
And they brought like Brazil up against Russia, and it was almost as big as Russia, like geographically. And I'm like, what?
I
That's
don't think that's-
insane. Is that real, or am I getting
I don't think that's
misinformation
right.
on the internet?
I always get freaked out because Alaska's actually huge as hell. And like,
Yes.
everyone lives in Alaska, and I'm like, why is it so big?
It is large. It's a big place.
Hold on, I'm looking up
And it
how
never
big is
gets
Brazil versus Russia.
dark half the year, which is
Girl,
crazy.
you're getting wrong information. Brazil is half the size of Russia.
Ooh.
It did it again. It's like those octopus in the trees, which I actually did not fall for, but you know what I'm talking about? The tree octopus that
No.
when I was in fourth grade, that was like rampant. That was going around the internet, and all of our teachers and the librarian specifically was like, "This is why you don't trust the internet."
Oh, I
Okay.
love librarians. I love how you go back to fourth grade. Okay. So, should we get started? Rylie, I loved your answer to our Google form. You're like, I am just a theater kid with too many things to say. And I was like, you are perfect for us because that's exactly what we are. Haley has literally just got cast in a musical. I can sing every single word to Hamilton, Wicked, all of it. So you're in the right space. Haley's the talent. I am the rememberer.
Period.
Okay, so welcome back everyone to Lesbian Book Club. We are here with Rylie Bute from TikTok. We'll put her handles and everything below so you can follow her. And Rylie uses she, they pronouns. You are a Capricorn sun,
I am.
a Cancer moon, and a Gemini rising. So
Yeah.
yes, Capricorn, love that. And Cancer moon, best moon placement that there can be.
Thank you. I'm just really emotional.
Yeah, but like in the best way. Like you got it on lock. You're like, I am in tune with the emotions. Wait, so how much astrology do you like dabble?
Like just a little bit. I know enough because I was on like, the apps, the dating
Yeah.
apps for a minute. And I swear I was just under the assumption everyone hates Capricorns because every single girl that I would match with, she'd be like, what's your rising and your star? And I'd be like, oh, I'm a Capricorn. Unmatched. You know how much effort it is to unmatch a person? And I was like, okay, like, fuck
No,
me. I don't know.
the
Like,
Capricorn hate is so real.
all I
It's
want is money, you guys. Like,
I
what's
know.
wrong
All
with
I want to do is take care of you and buy you pretty things. What's wrong with
that?
that?
Like, just let me
Sorry
spoil
if
you.
Yeah, sorry if I like things in a certain order or if I know what restaurant we're going to.
Exactly. I'm sorry if I'm always correct.
Yeah, sorry that I'm always right, but if you can just get on board with that, I'll spoil you.
No, literally, but yeah.
I had no idea that it was so rough out there for some of y'all.
Yeah.
It
Wait,
was.
but I have to ask. So, but what signs do you like? What's your girlfriend?
Well, my correct answer is my girlfriend is a Pisces.
Oh, good. I love a little
That is
Pisces.
simply all I can say, but also not a fan of Sagittarius sis. so sorry. Have not like I've met
They're
a couple
too much.
Sagittariuses that I can like handle, but like no, because they think that they're better than me because they have like the majority of December. I'm like, no, I'm special. Like I'm a December Capricorn. Like you're not better than me, and that's
You're
okay.
very special. Yes. That's so funny because yeah, Sagittarius is I my daughter's a Sagittarius and my dad was a Sagittarius and I'm just like you're so much energy and it's like too silly.
I got
Right.
done
No, I get
so
that.
dirty by a Sagittarius.
Period. I got done dirty by a Leo, and every single time someone's like, I'm a Leo, I'm like, that's okay. I'm gonna just keep you over there. I'll stay over here. Good.
See, I love a Leo. I love a Leo. I've never been done dirty by one, so maybe that's why. But the reason I like Leos is because they're just the star of the show. And as a Capricorn, I'm not going to be the star, but I'll buy a ticket to that show.
That's true.
And I'll watch it and I will clap for you and you need to be clapped for, little Leo. So
It's like Leos who have been to therapy. Yes.
Yes.
Every other Leo, go to therapy.
This is my favorite. Haley knows nothing. So it's sometimes I'm like, sometimes I'm talking to her and she's like, okay, and I'm like, give me something. And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like,
yeah, I was forced to learn a lot because I had a roommate who was like really into astrology to the point where she was like, Rylie, I need to do your readings. And I was like, okay.
That's Lauren. Literally.
No.
Literally,
No.
that is you. That is you.
I just like to look at a chart at the beginning and go from there.
You just need like kind of a sample of what you might be getting into.
Exactly. I just need a little bit. I don't need to like do your reading. If you're really pissing me off, I'll be like, what's happening in the sky right now? But I'll be like, get your Cancer moon in check, please. Call her back. But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. I just like cold DM'd you on TikTok because I am obviously on BookTok and I came across your like speed rankings of lesbian books. And I was like, literally watched every single one. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just ask her if she wants to come on? Because I feel like you would vibe perfectly with us.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, I just read books and then I was like, oh, I should like make a TikTok. And then people started getting in the comments and be like, oh my God, what about this book? What about this book? And I was like, okay, wait, stop. Everybody.
Yep. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so Haley, will you tell us what we read this month, week, 2 months, however long it's been since we've done a book on our book club podcast?
We read Mutual Benefits by HP Munro. And Rylie recommended this book to us, picked it out for us. And it is a fake dating trope.
Love it. I haven't read a fake dating trope before, so
Neither
this is fun.
had I.
What?
Yeah. Listen, we are into books, but we read like I read like one a month barely for the podcast. Haley reads a lot. I am an audiobook listener, but like I just love lesbian media in general. And I ran a book club all of last year where like half the people didn't read the books, but they came for the vibes and it was super fun. But yeah, like I love books. I just like don't have enough time in the day to read everything I want to read.
That's valid. That's very valid.
But Haley's a reader. Haley reads 3 books in between the 1 book that I read.
Before we started this podcast, I like pretty much never had read lesbian literature.
She's also never seen lesbian media. Have you seen The L Word, Rylie?
I haven't. But here's the thing is I suck at like watching lesbian media. If it doesn't come to me like algorithmically, I'm not going to see it.
Wait, hold on. Rylie, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh
so
my God. Okay,
I
fair,
should
fine.
have watched it. But
no, you're right there with me, Rylie. In this
like Chapel Roan started blowing up and I was like, okay, wait, I guess let me like I had to go out of my way to research. It didn't just like come to me, and I was like, oh wait, Comedy Club, yes. Like,
HOTTOGO.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to teach my girlfriend the dance because she could not figure it out. I was like, making letters, it's okay.
You're like, it's the YMCA for lesbians.
Did
That's
you
what I
guys
said
see-
exactly.
Oh my gosh. Did you
The
guys see Glennon
Capricorns.
Doyle trying to do this with
Yes.
her daughter?
I did.
I keep seeing people try and do it with their cats, and I feel so bad for the cat because the cat's in there like, and I'm like, oh, his poor little paws.
He doesn't have elbows.
No, he doesn't.
My sister used to make my cat orchestrate band music, and it's so funny. It
Me
is so
too.
funny. Anyway,
That's great. Can we ask you, Rylie, why this book? What made you recommend this book to all of our
Oh, okay. I picked this book out for myself because I really try and make an effort to read books by like smaller authors, and like I really like most of the time I just go on like Goodreads. I'm so sorry. I hate Amazon. Amazon sucks.
the
But Goodreads
reviews?
is kind of like the platform. But
Yeah.
I make sure and kind of like, whatever information I give to Goodreads, I also put in Storygraph because
Oh, Storygraph is great. I know some of the things, even though I don't participate.
right. But like, but I usually go and I like look at how many reviews a books have. I never like read any of the reviews because I don't really, other people's opinions are kind of like, I don't get it until I get it, and I need
Yeah.
to read it and then I'll get it.
Okay.
And I saw this book on Goodreads and I was like, okay, that's like really tiny. I think it had like 28 reviews when I first got it.
Oh,
And I was like,
wow.
okay, so I went ahead and got it from Amazon. I'm so sorry. Like,
Ugh, I know,
right?
but it's like, yes.
but
But
like
the convenience, what are you supposed to do?
also, where else can I get this book? Like,
Right.
it's just Amazon, girl. Like,
Yep.
get it together.
Ugh.
And I was reading it, and I was just like, oh my god, wait, this is actually so cute. Like, not every single lesbian book that I read, like, I really relate to. Some of them, I'm like, okay. This one, I was like, oh, white people in England, am I gonna get it? And then she was like struggling with her like identity, but in a way that wasn't like, oh, it's so hard,
Yeah,
It was
like
just
poor me. Yeah.
right. It was like very authentic and like natural, and I was like, oh my god, wait, me too. Because I didn't know that I was a lesbian. Well, I didn't recognize that I was a
Okay.
lesbian until literally like 2023 February.
Oh, wow.
I know. I like told my teacher who I was really close with at school. We were in his car because he's a technical director, so we were like driving scenery and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I just want to let you know, I'm a lesbian. Like, everyone already knew I was queer, but I was like, I want to let you know I'm a capital L lesbian. Like, I got it.
Yes.
And he was like, okay, like, what were you before? And I was like, wow.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel seen, but also like,
Way to make assumptions, but okay.
right. And
Even if they're
I think-
accurate.
I think I really resonated with like kind of like fighting the stereotype of people thinking you're gay and being like,
Yeah.
I'm not gay, but like you actually are. And that's okay. It's
Yeah.
just like it would have been nice if people didn't like make a bunch of assumptions. But like they
Yeah.
were right. So can I really be mad at them? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much called gay all the time in middle school, and I
Right,
was
and
like,
it's like,
no,
ugh.
I'm not. Okay, you guys clocked me. Sorry. Just-
No, really.
but
I like
let me
I had
figure
to
it
make
out.
a video on my Snapchat, and like I never posted my Snapchat, like my main Snapchat, and be like, "Hi, everyone that went to middle school with me," and like kept telling me I was gay because I wore Doc Martens every day and black leggings. I'm sorry. I didn't like. I
I'm
was
sorry.
going through
I'm
like-
sorry I fought you so hard.
right. Like
I
I was
could have
telling
been-
y'all. I was like, y'all are bigoted. Y'all are dumb. No, y'all were correct.
You're like, I could have been kissing these girls calling me gay instead of fighting them.
Wait, but the crazy part is I literally was. And I was like, but I'm straight.
Okay. All friends kiss each other, right?
Right. I was like, no, people like feel this way about their close friends. And then when you stop being friends, you cry about it for like months. Like, that's-
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, all girls think all their friends are so pretty and want to
right?
like,
And
you know,
like
kind
cuddle
of.
when you
Yes,
sleep.
just
and
gonna say cuddle.
sleepovers always get to that weird part in the night where you're kind of
Mhm.
just like staring at each other and like, what are you, it's just like very homoerotic, but it's just like girl stuff.
Yeah, it's just girl talk. Girl talk.
Oh.
Haley's dying. I'm pretty sure she just had a memory flashback.
No, but like, this is so funny. This is so funny.
I feel like we all have the same experiences. That's why I'm convinced we just live in The Sims and we've all have like similar
love
programmers. Yeah, The Sims are great.
Whoever's in charge of me is doing kind of a bad job.
Well, as a Capricorn, wait till your Saturn return when you're like 30 and everything will get better.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'll be patient.
Be patient with the universe. We only get better with age. Dolly Parton is a Capricorn. Look at her.
You know who else is a Capricorn? LeBron James.
Yes, he is. And
birthday.
I'm pretty sure Kobe Bryant, I believe he was a Virgo. So
Okay.
that earth energy, hold on, let me look before I get myself in trouble. Kobe Bryant.
Is someone else a Virgo here?
No, but they're just real. Yeah, he is a Virgo. No, I'm just saying earth energies
Oh, okay.
are
I'm
great.
following. I'm
You're a
following.
Taurus, you know.
Yes. I'm like,
You're like, why do you care if he's a
I'm
Virgo?
trying to like
I'm
pop
missing
for
it.
this conversation.
The math symbols.
Literally, that's what I have right now. I'm also okay. You know what else I was doing math symbols about? I need to go back like 5 minutes in this conversation and ask you, Rylie, what you brought up some sort of tracker, like a reading tracker. What is that?
Yeah. So on Storygraph they do a much better job than Goodreads.
Mhm.
It's now don't hold me on this because someone told me this in my TikTok comments, so you know they could be wrong. It's supposedly like owned by a black woman.
Yeah, it's black owned.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, you got me.
That's why it's so much better.
I like it. It has a lot of growing to do. Obviously, it's newer. I use the app version. I think there's a web version that's probably much more user friendly. App version, kind of sus.
Yeah.
But I do like it enough. I think what it's missing versus Goodreads just like is literally like a warehouse of like every single book on planet Earth and like it's Amazon. Like of course,
Yeah.
Amazon started as a bookseller, so of course Goodreads is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And you know they've got the whole Kindle program and blah blah blah. But what I do is I kind of just and my mom has recently put me on because my mom was like, stop writing reviews on Goodreads because Amazon can use your reviews to sell the books. My thing is, I really don't mind because the books that I'm reviewing are sapphic,
Right.
I feel like I'm doing more for the culture
Yes.
because not as many of us have Storygraph. So I feel like if I just kind of copy paste, plus in Storygraph, there's a lot more you can put in your review. Like you can add like tags and like did you like this book? Was the book about the character's flaws or was it not about the character's flaws? Was it like, does it show growth? Was it this? Was
Yeah.
it that? Like ask you more questions. Because sometimes I feel like on Goodreads, they're just like, write a review. And I'm like, slay, girl. It was so good. Like
Right.
And I feel like I definitely give honest reviews, but I sometimes feel like I'm giving really harsh reviews.
That's
Although
okay.
the
You're a
lowest
Capricorn.
star I've ever given is like 1, and it was only because like it was a horrible book, and I just was like, no, I need everyone to know not to get this, but you can't put 0, so I put 1 star, and I was just like, terrible. No, if you like gay people, don't read this. Bad.
Oh, I think you talked about this on one of your TikToks that I saw.
Yeah, it's the Camille Perry book, and I was just
Yeah.
like, girl, you didn't eat with this. She
No.
was really close to eating. It was just like a couple 100 extra words that didn't need to be in there.
Ugh.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, no.
I'm here for no labels, but not that
Not
way.
in this way. Yeah, Storygraph is great. I think what happened was it blew up before she didn't make it blow up, the creator. I'm pretty sure it's a Black woman.
Right.
Somebody else's video went viral about it and then it just blew up and she was like, I'm not ready. So
That's a lot to handle. That's a lot
but
to handle.
I have seen a lot of good good things about Storygraph. So
Yeah, I
love
definitely
that.
think it's like coming up. I'm like
Yeah.
ready. I'm ready for it to be like, full-fledged program, but I know it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, we'll get there. It'll get there, I'm sure. We need
Okay.
investment. We need investment.
Right.
Someone invest in Storygraph so she doesn't have to do it by herself, which I'm assuming she is. And oh my God,
I
that's
know.
crazy.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it could be me. I would cry.
No, we are not technology girlies on this
No.
podcast.
Yeah.
No.
Dolly Parton. Attention, Dolly Parton.
Oh yeah, Dolly would love it. Dolly would love to get involved in
Period.
that.
Oh my God, she would.
We'll get into the book. Okay, so we have Ashley and
Hannah.
Hannah.
Yes. So they are our two main characters, Ashley and Hannah, and they have a little fake dating going on. Basically, we have Hannah who starts this book straight as can be, and she
Now we see why
is-
Rylie felt for this book.
How I'm like
Yeah.
super straight, you guys.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hannah is a clothing designer and she owns a shop with her best friend. And her mom is this like really posh woman who is interfering in her love life and meddling and is she's really worried about Hannah being alone, which I feel
Aw.
like so many people can relate to that. Which like, oh, her mom just wants her to find love. How sweet.
Right.
But it's a little less sweet when you're like, oh, mom, get out of my love life. Oh, that's so annoying. And crazy because chances have it there's another girl that the same thing is happening with her mom, and this is Ashley. And they end up meeting because Hannah, in an effort to get her mom off of her back, is like, well, mom, I've been on a date, and guess what? It was with a woman because I'm gay. And she did go on a date with a woman, but it was on accident, and she's not gay. So, her family reacts much differently than she anticipates, and they basically throw her a celebration, and they're like, hooray, we've been waiting for this day. We knew you'd come out eventually. And she's like, ah, shit. What do you mean?
Wasn't her mom part of a like family like gay support group, even though no one in her
Exactly.
family had come out as gay?
Exactly. She was like waiting for Hannah
Right.
to come out. So she had been in this like parents of gay children group, which is where she met Ashley's mom.
Mom kind of reminds me of the mom in the Ashley Herring Blake series.
Oh.
And I want to say the mom in the Ashley Herring Blake series is like Isabel Parker Green. And it's just like this overwhelming like sense of like needing control over your child, but
Yeah.
also like wanting the best for them, but not being able to like take that step back and be like, let them like find their path real quick and like I
Right.
can help them along this path, as opposed to like, I'm building the path. I'm laying the bricks.
Yes.
Where's
Yes.
the mortar? Like,
Where's the
Yes.
mortar?
Yes.
in one hand, I'm like, no, me, I would totally do that. But
Yeah.
in the other hand, I'm like, but you need to stop.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Mom, I think you need to find your own life. Or
Right.
like maybe like a hobby or something.
Mhm. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
But it seems like she's really enjoying herself. It's just like enjoy herself in new and different ways.
This
Yes.
is her hobby.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Find a new hobby, not my
Which,
life.
like, honestly, she kind of ate. I was
Yeah.
kind of, when the whole family was like, yeah, you've been waiting for you to come out. I was kind of like, then why you been setting up, like, you've been setting her up with men then? So what was that?
Ooh.
What was that?
Accurate. Maybe they're like just trying to like make it happen faster. You'll get real tired of all these men and then you'll
Right, maybe
realize.
that's why, like the men were kind of like, meh. They were like, she
Right.
needs to-
Mhm.
We can clock her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna set her up with a man with a snaggle tooth, and basically they go on a little date.
Ashley and Hannah.
Ashley and Hannah.
Do you think their
And-
moms were together? Like the whole time they were on a date?
You know, I think that they're both just like really busy women that are high society.
Right.
And so, okay, I am obsessed with these moms, actually.
Period.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, in fact, when we get a little bit later in the story, I have so much to say about Hannah's mom.
Okay.
Okay, can't wait.
Yeah. But I don't think so. I think that they are like totally, they set them up and they're like, all
Done,
right,
we did it.
my work for the day is done, and I don't think they give it a second thought. I think they're like, okay, this is going to go exactly how I think it's going to go. They don't even like have any self-doubt about it.
Okay,
No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Because that's the kind of women that these two women are.
Yeah.
You
They're just
know?
like ballsy.
Yeah. They show zero self-doubt this entire story.
I love that. Do they remind you of Catherine Cleveland at all?
No, I don't think so because she's just very like she's very soft.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so they go on this date, and what happens on the date?
Hannah sees Ashley and she's like, wow, that's a beautiful woman. She has this thought where she's like, oh, I guess I do like have a habit of mentally undressing women. But she's like, oh, that's straight of me.
Right. Which is like a crazy concept.
Yeah.
Like, same twin. Like, what are you?
Same,
Yeah.
but I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, she's like, it's because I'm a clothing designer. I have to undress them before I redress them. And it's like, no, you don't. No. But she sees Ashley. She's like, and she also Hannah was thankful for the action as it meant the smile that had short-circuited her brain was temporarily out of sight, allowing normal function to return. The smile being Ashley's smile, short-circuiting her brain.
This is such a straight girl reaction.
Yeah. And
Like,
she's
literally has gay panic and is like,
exactly.
Nuh-uh, that's nothing. Don't worry about that reaction. It's normal.
And Hannah had been trying to get out of the state like as soon as possible, right? So right off the bat, Ashley to Hannah is like, hey, no offense, but I'm not looking for anything serious. And Hannah's like, oh, don't worry, I'm actually straight. I lied to my mom. I am not
Which
gay.
was like a crazy thing to come out of it. If I went on a date with someone, even if I didn't want a serious relationship, and they go, well, actually, I'm straight anyways, I would be devastated. Like,
Yeah.
you need to pine for me like a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
a little bit sad.
Yeah, and Ashley took it like a champ. She's like, okay.
Okay,
What do you
cool.
say to that?
Especially considering all the like stuff Ashley had been through with like the ex that we learned about. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, you're heartless. What do you mean? Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I'm such a big fan of Ashley because she's just like level. Ashley's level. Although,
And she's like hot. Like,
oh
like
yeah,
she's just like emotionally so hot. I'm
she
like, I want
is.
Oh yeah,
So
your
hot.
Cancer moon probably loved Ashley.
with the fucking a firefighter with a giant dog who lives on like a houseboat. Like,
Literally so hot.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Firefighter,
Yeah.
houseboat, emotionally mature. I'm in.
Yeah. Although she's kind of a masochist.
Great. Oh no, wait, I'm a masochist, not a sadist. My bad. I was like, perfect for me. Nope, we're the same one.
but I mean, aren't we all?
I mean, honestly, yeah.
Lauren.
I think to be a lesbian is to be a masochist, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
I
you.
always say being gay
Don't
is
Lauren me, Haley. No, it is. It's just pain all the time. Yeah,
constant.
yeah, constantly, constant state of pain. But it's fine. We're like really pretty, so whatever.
We're like
Have one
really
thing going
pretty.
for us.
Yes, we have that one thing going for us. Emotionally stable? No. Pretty? Yes.
You can't have both. You can't have it all.
No, you can pick one. Pick one thing. Oh, okay. So we all
But
love
there's-
Ashley.
There's more gay panic on this first date, okay? So then it says Ashley had a teasing tone in her voice that inexplicably made a shiver go down Hannah's spine, and despite her initial thoughts of terminating the evening at the earliest possible opportunity, she wasn't ready for it to end.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah. I too
like-
feel that with a stranger that I'm trying to just be my friend. That yeah.
Duh. Like that's every interaction I ever have with anyone ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never want it to end, even though I
Yeah.
did.
Not
Yeah.
the stereotypical lesbian 3-day date that she wants to have, even though she's straight.
So they leave the bar together. They decide like, well, we're having a great time. Like we can just go and have a friend time. So they get like wasted. Um and just absolutely pounding alcohol. Hannah blacks out and wakes up the next day and she's at her apartment. They have come up with a story that they like had a nice time, but they didn't click romantically.
Right.
And she finds this napkin and kind of panics because she does not remember making the napkin. She doesn't really know the context of the napkin, but it has a bunch of rules of like, you are my girlfriend contract, and then all of the rules of said girlfriend contract and like what it involves. And she's like, ah, shit, I have a girlfriend and it's literally in writing and here's my signature. So,
Right. Which is
this-
like so Capricorn. I feel like
Yes.
I would so do that. Like
Yeah. I'd be like, here are the
everything
rules.
that you're required to do. Thanks, bye.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's written in law that now I'm a lesbian.
Guess we gotta go for it because it's written right there.
Yeah, so she like panic calls Ashley and is like, "What is this?" And Ashley's laughing because she's like, "It's not that serious. Like we were joking."
Yeah.
But they end up actually doing this because they're like, "What the hell? Like we can both get something out of this. We can get our parents off our backs. We can get a date to Hannah's cousin's wedding. Blah blah blah. Like any family
Yeah.
function." So that's where this fake dating is born. But Philip, who is Hannah's best friend, who's living with her at the moment because he just had a divorce, he is the one who had to come like save them from blackout drunk and take Hannah home. And so when she wakes up in the morning and she's confused, she was on the couch and she's like, "Why did you let me sleep out here?" And he's like, I tried and I attempted to shift you, but you insisted that you wanted to sleep there because, and I quote, "you are now a fully fledged rug muncher." I mean, she was on the floor, not the couch. So, yeah.
Which
This
is an
is
insane line. Like
Yeah.
That's like the
insane.
worst. That's the worst thing lesbians are called. I swear to God, I don't like it
How
at
can you
all.
say that and then
know.
be like, but I'm straight? You call
Yeah.
yourself a rug muncher
Hello, the fact that you even know that term, gay.
because
Yeah.
you had the Urban Dictionary that.
Exactly.
her drunk thoughts is literally that. Also, later in the book, she's like doing research and looking up lesbian terms, but she already knew that. Her lesbian terms she's looking up are like top and bottom, and I'm like, top and bottom are, I feel like, pretty common. That's not like exclusive to the gay community, is it?
Yeah, it is.
No,
Really?
it's not. I
Yeah,
feel
straight
like
people don't
yes,
use this.
straight people definitely don't use top and bottom, but they go
Right.
like dom and sub, which is like in straight people world that I've been there. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not good. Like it's not different. Like the sub is just the bottom. You're not like actually
Yeah.
submissive, and then the dom is just like the top, and
Right.
you're not dominant. You're just.
But
on
I
top.
feel like that came through like BDSM versus because like I feel like straight people try and use it because they think it's cool because like gay culture is cool.
Yeah.
So I feel and they always use it wrong. They always are like when girlfriends are like, "Oh, I topped my boyfriend." Like, "Oh, you did? How'd
you
you
know
do
what that
that?
means?
Do you know what that means? So you were pegging? Is that what we were doing here? No? Oh, okay. You didn't top him. It's okay."
No, I just told him what to do. Like, yeah, because he needed instruction. Like that's not a flex.
He needed
know
instruction.
what
It's
he was
crazy. Okay, so well, she has like that little catch-up moment with Philip, and at the same time, Ashley kind of has to debrief with her best friend about this whole situation, Jude.
Okay.
Which funny little moment in which Ashley thinks she's like getting her house broken into, and it's really just like Jude coming, and she like jumps out of bed to defend herself with a crowbar, and all she puts on are her firefighter boots. And so she's like
Just imagine that.
I
Just like,
am.
I wish.
fully nude with her firefighter boots on and a crowbar. And Jude is like,
That on the
whoa!
counter.
They're having this little debrief, and Jude is like, well, it's a good thing that she's straight because you have some maintenance to do there, girly. Yeah.
If my friend
And
looked at my bush and was like,
I know. Crazy. And then she's like, wait, so how did you end up on a date with a straight girl? And Ashley goes, she's gay and or she's straight and she doesn't want to disappoint her parents. Her parents think she's gay and she doesn't want to disappoint them, which I thought was such a funny twist
yeah.
on the classic, like, oh, she doesn't want to disappoint her parents because she's straight or 'cause
Right.
she's gay. I
Yeah.
got that all backwards. But you know what everybody
yeah.
knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. I
Yeah.
actually love when they do that because I feel like it points out the ridiculousness of what like closeted gay people go through. When you flip it, right? It's like, well, that's actually so silly. And it's like, yes, that's
Yeah.
the point.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always think it's funny when authors do that because yeah, we're really sitting here going, how funny is this? And it's like, well, yeah, because it shouldn't be.
So, next little thing that I have, we have Ashley trying on clothes at Hannah's shop.
Which
Ooh.
is so hot. Which
Yeah,
is
it is.
so hot. Like my girlfriend is a costume person in theater.
Ooh.
So she's like the femme of all femmes. I'm sitting here next to her like several kabillion thousand makeup products. I'm like chapstick lesbian, like will wear sweatpants. Like
Yes.
I have sweatpants that look like they're not sweatpants because I want to be wearing sweatpants, but I don't want people to think I'm wearing sweatpants. And
That's
like that's
jeggings.
my vibe. Her vibe, she will wear the most uncomfortable shoes. She doesn't care. And like I'm always just like, ugh, I can't ever dress cute. And she will dress me, and I'm like, wait, I'm cute and comfortable.
Ooh.
Hey,
She's
God.
I
And
love that
just
for
loved
you.
that scene because she was just like owning her truth. And like I also felt like as a person who also doesn't wear dresses often,
Yeah.
every time I think to put on a dress, I'm like, people are gonna think it's weird. They're gonna be like, Riley, why are you wearing a dress? And she was like, I'm wearing this dress and I look bomb as fuck. And I was like, eat down. Because what?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yep.
She's like breaking her own ideas of stereotyping.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I get so stuck in the like, yeah, I just like wear pants. And it's like, girl, you can wear a skirt.
It's okay. It doesn't take away your lesbian card.
Exactly. No one cares.
Yes. And this scene is so homoerotic again. Because Hannah's like pushing her hands across Ashley's body, like moving the clothes, and it says like running her hands up and down Ashley's sides and across her hips. And it appeared that the movement had located Ashley's long dormant libido, and she leans forward and whispers in Hannah's ear.
The whispering killed me. If you've ever been in a costume fitting and they start whispering at you, I'm leaving. That's so uncomfortable. You have to like that person for them to whisper at you. Like they're like with the measuring tape, like getting your bust. They're like,
Oh my god.
like what? No. In no way was that normal. But like in this scene in the book, I was like, wait, this is hot.
Oh, yeah, they are just so, and they're blushing, and then, she goes, I'm pretty sure that if I were on you, you'd have the good grace to remove your socks. And Ashley looks down and she has on this like beautiful dress that Hannah made and like still has her socks on.
That is
That's the vibe. Okay.
so homoerotic though, because there's that whole thing about like leaving your socks on during sex.
Right. I was
know.
gonna say like socks on, socks off.
Socks on, socks off. I don't give a fuck. Leave your socks on.
My
I
girlfriend
don't want
was
your
like-
toes to be cold.
Well, how are you supposed to get traction in your socks?
What kind of traction.
I'm on the bottom. I don't need traction.
I just use my abs, dog. What do you mean? Like core strength.
Yeah.
Gripping. What do I need to be gripping like
Gripping
that?
with Haley, what are you doing?
Like, what? Do you have carpet or something? You don't have like hardwood tile or something?
No, that's the problem. Is the hardwood.
The hardwood with the socks would be hard.
Yeah, I have a
Get some
scar
grippy
on the
socks.
bottom of my chin from slipping on hardwood and socks. Not
Haley,
during
that's
sex.
what-
I was 3 years
Okay,
old.
I was like-
I was 3.
Oh,
Haley, we're gonna get you some psych socks.
yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad that wasn't during sex. Could you imagine you bust your chin open during sex?
I couldn't
Oh,
hard.
imagine that happening.
You would have to marry the person because you couldn't have a scar from that situation for the rest of your life. It would just constantly remind you of them.
I feel like it would be hot, low key. Like you would get to tell people, like I went so hard, like I busted my chin open. Like she busted and I busted. Like I think that's hilarious.
Okay, I mean, when you put it that way, Rylie, I'm down. I'm in.
I feel like I'm really twisting almost anything into just being at least a little bit funny.
I love
Yeah,
that. You should be a
there's-
comedian.
People say that, but the thing is, no.
No.
Because, like, okay, you know how everyone's hating on JoJo Siwa right now? Me personally, I love JoJo Siwa because, like, we're like, first of all, I've been there. Like, everyone hates me, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. Yes, I've been
Yeah.
there. I've been in the trenches. You know?
Okay.
But like, I can't. No.
Yeah,
we
you
can't
don't wanna do it.
emphasize all of that again. We can't.
Okay. That's fair. We got to keep it. Capricorns, we like to keep it close to the chest. We're not going to tell
Right,
everyone.
like I need to pretend like I'm mysterious, but then you can meet me in person and realize, oh wait, she has a big mouth.
literally, Lauren says this every day. She goes, "I'm gonna act mysterious," and then
I'm gonna be quiet
just
when
like-
I'm gonna be quiet when we go out. So I'm like, mysterious. 2 seconds later, I am friends with everyone at the bar.
Right, I'm like telling people about the shit I just took. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, Lauren, we have never gone anywhere where she isn't like, "Oh yeah," and then this guy's gonna do that, and I'm like, "How do you know all of these people already? We just walked in here."
I'm just a personable person.
I like haven't even
That's
opened
crazy.
my mouth yet because I'm still like trying to acclimate to all of the noise that's this place.
Yep.
that's me and
pretty
my
much.
girlfriend in the morning. I'm like, wait, I have several thousands of questions, and she'll just stare at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, are you understanding my question? She's like, it's so early.
Okay, so here's where I'm starting to get into Hannah's mom.
Okay. Ready.
Hannah's family is asking about Ashley. They've officially really been on one date. And they have like a family event going on. They have a dinner and they're renting this house, which I am like a little bit confused about exactly what this is, but they have this really, really nice mansion.
Yeah, me too. I was like, are they? I could not tell economically where we stand.
Yeah.
I
anywhere.
think they're rich.
But I was also like, is it just like normal in England? Because like in
Like
Europe,
Scotland,
they
yeah.
encourage you to take like a month-long vacation. So I'm like, are things just like more affordable there or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
I
I don't
wanna
know.
live there. I'm kidding.
Maybe
Well,
I should like research the economics of this, but they are they are at a very nice, beautiful place, and they are all asking about Ashley coming to this family thing after they've literally been on one date, which I was like, okay, this is insane. That after one date they want this girl at their family events, and in real life, I do know some parents like this. If you're dating their kid, you're actually dating the mom.
oh
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I dated a couple guys like that, and I was just like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dynamics are just so odd. Like, it seems to me like, okay, yes, I'm all for meeting family. I think that's so important, but probably not after one date, because also how many people are you meeting in such a in such like
Intimate
a
environment.
intimate way.
Like you're stuck there. Like this
Yeah.
isn't like a come over to the house, like have a snack. This is like
Right.
you're coming on vacation with us.
Mhm. Yeah, really intense.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like they have just decided that they're putting all of their eggs into the Ashley basket,
Oh, definitely.
whether or not Hannah likes it. It's just I don't know. What did you think about this?
I thought it was really strange how the whole thing played out because didn't the parents ended up inviting like Hannah without telling or no, they invited Ashley without telling Hannah, right? And she just was like there. And Ashley was just like, oh, what the fuck is happening? You know? And I just like I kind of wonder like because they never really got into like what Ashley felt about this whole situation. It kind of just like this is the event, this it's happening now, and then it was kind of just like she like everyone was playing it way too cool for me, and I was like, I need somebody to like go into a bathroom and like freak out for a second.
Yeah.
Because like if someone's parents did that to me, first of all, you couldn't. There's no amount of convincing me. Like, oh, can you show up as a surprise to your girlfriend who's actually your fake girlfriend who's actually straight? To our family vacation where she doesn't know you're there and just like kind of jump her and like, oh, you're staying in the same room, one bedroom, y'all haven't like talked.
Yeah.
Which that's also insane after one date that their parents put them in that
In the
situation.
same bed, like
Listen,
girl.
they really wanted her to be happy. They really wanted her to find someone.
Yeah, like I don't know what everyone else's situation is, but it takes so much convincing. Not now, but like for the longest time, it took so much convincing for my parents to let me or any of my siblings to like sleep in the same room as our significant other. Even if we like lived together, they're like, no, we don't know what's happening in there.
No,
And I'm
my
like, what do you think is
girlfriend still, like me and my girlfriend live together and she still gets weird like when my mom comes. She's like she's on the couch. I'm like, my mom knows where you're sleeping when she's not here. So what's it? Like
yeah.
it's okay.
It's
And
fine.
they're just like, here, sleep in this bed together. It's just so weird. It's so
It's really weird.
And then Ashley comes. Okay. They get in the hot tub. Get in the hot tub.
Jacuzzi gate.
Jacuzzi gate.
Which
Yeah.
wait, when they were describing that situation, and at first I was like, wait, what are they getting at here? And then I was like, oh no, been there. Yeah, like my mom for the longest time had a jetted tub. And
Why do I already know where this is going?
it's just like, why was I so into taking baths?
I don't know why you're so into it.
Why do they, and what is that level that they put them at? What is that supposed to be hitting, huh? My butt cheek? My abdomen? Like,
It's
I
for
think-
a specific purpose, yeah.
I think it's on the jacuzzi makers. I don't blame anyone in the situation except the jacuzzi makers. Why did you put the jet there?
It was
your
probably
fault.
a lesbian woman that made it. She's like, I know what the girls want.
I know, but it's like, do we want it in front of the family?
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. No, we don't.
But I do think that situation was hilarious, and I think they handled it with about as much grace as anyone could have handled that with. And I also felt like her family was, I couldn't tell if they were playing it dumb or if they like really were genuinely confused. Cause I'm like, I feel like if I was there and I was like your sister, sibling, whatever, standing to the side, I would have figured out what was happening
Oh, yeah.
as it was happening. But they didn't
Yeah.
seem to really like be bothered.
Rylie, well, for people who haven't read the book but are going to listen to the podcast, tell us what happened. Like what actually happened.
So she's sitting in the jacuzzi, and I guess like the way she's sitting, the jet is aimed like right at the vag.
Yep.
The uterus, if you will. I don't know if you want to be like
The
science.
uterus.
Or no, that's not the uterus. What's the outside part? The like
The
labia,
clitoris? The clit?
Yeah, that. I did really bad in biology, you guys. I'm a
That's okay.
theater major, not a science. No.
I was like aimed at the uterus. Why?
That's a lot. No, that would have been something different. And she kind of starts to kind of get like excited because, you know, the girl's getting a little tickled.
Yeah.
But like it's in front of her family, so she can't really be like sitting in the jacuzzi moaning, you know what I mean? And then her like fake girlfriend is there, who she is obviously also attracted to, but she's straight, so no, she's not. So
Right.
there's a lot of like sexual tensions happening on top of like literally her clit being vibrated by
In front of everyone.
right. And it was, I feel like I would have been really overwhelmed and I probably just would have let it happen. I think I just would have succumbed to the
You're like, whatever, fuck it, I'll do it for the plot.
right, like just let out a couple grunts. It'll be okay.
Also, if Iona, whatever the sister's name is, if she's like as tuned in as Hannah says she is, she definitely would have picked up on this so quick.
Also, they made her out to be such a bitch, and I was like, I don't think she is. I just think like she's just that girl.
A sister.
Right. Yeah. She's not a girl's girl. But like she's not a girl's girl.
Right.
Right. Like I don't have any like siblings really. I have two half sisters, but we like didn't grow up together. But I just feel like that's like a sibling dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
Just kind of like being a little bit mean to each other. But they made her out to be like such a like conniving, like I'm gonna call you on your shit. And it's like, no, but she's just gonna call you on your shit. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't have a lot to hide and then you won't have a problem.
Yeah. No, Hannah like definitely has a complex.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Big like victim complex within her family for sure. Like a I'm the outsider, I'm the black sheep.
Right, which I don't like blame
The straight girl,
for.
but okay.
Right. I don't like blame her for that because like I see where she's getting that from. It's just like her family really likes her though. Like
Right.
they don't like never at any point in the book do they do something where I'm like, oh wow, they don't have her best interests at heart. Like they go about it in not the right ways, but like they're always on her team. They're right there for her. And I'm like, girl. Like your family celebrated when you were like, I'm gay.
Right.
Like,
You're okay.
please,
Yeah.
don't piss me off.
What it's giving like really privileged girl annoyed at like things not going exactly how she has them planned or like she thinks that everybody should respond in the way that she would and people just don't because that's not how life works. And so she thinks that like everybody's against her because it's not going like the way that she thought that it should.
Right.
And that's just not what it is.
Right. Like
Yeah. And really nothing's wrong, but like something has to
like
be
she
wrong,
needs
right?
something to be wrong so
exactly.
that she can feel like validated and like
Right.
sad.
Literally a victim complex. You nailed it, Haley.
Yeah.
It's just like fine, but like shut up a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean, she has a victim complex in like the least annoying and harmful way, I think, but she still has it.
Right.
Oh yeah, prominent.
It's like a low grade annoyance for everyone else, but nothing you're actually going to address.
Yeah. Because there are ways to have a victim complex that are like really harmful and annoying. And that's not her, but like it's there.
And I like how they kind of like call her out on it, like toward the end of the book. Spoilers, not really. But they're like, dude, like just because you don't like, want to believe everybody else and their opinion doesn't mean they're wrong. You just like live your truth. Like just come to terms with whatever it is that's going on. Stop like trying to rebel against what you think shouldn't be going on or whatever.
Right.
I was just like, yes, like eat her up. She needs it. Like sometimes you just like need a firm smack across the face, and I'm
we'll do it.
Just, like smack them across the face. That's okay. Consenting adults only.
Consenting adults. Oh. We have them
Like a little mouse.
We have them in that bedroom, like at the end of this night at the house, right?
Mhm.
And Ashley says that Hannah's mom went to great pains to tell her that it's some distance from the other rooms so we can, and I quote, make as much noise as we want. And then I have a I have a quote here. Hannah felt compelled to reach out and run her hands across the lines of Ashley's body. She placed her hands under her thighs to stop herself from doing just that. I think that was in the hot tub. And then at the end of this hot tub, so this is like after, okay, the brother makes some really misogynistic comments about Ashley and like, can she really do her job well because she's a woman and a firefighter, and like, can she actually carry people out like the men can, blah blah blah. And so when it's time for Ashley and Hannah to get out to get ready for dinner, Ashley goes, "Do you fancy helping me score one for women?" Ashley murmured as she slipped her robe on. Hannah had barely responded when she found herself suddenly facing the ground. In a swift movement, Ashley had swung her over her shoulder and started to saunter towards the house as if she'd casually swung a jacket over her shoulder. Hannah lifted her head and waved towards her family, who were looking on in a mix of amusement and awe. "See you in an hour." As Ashley stepped into the house, Iona's voice drifted over. "They're totally off to do it."
Which, like, what else would you think if you literally saw someone get carried away?
Right.
That was hot. Like, that was hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Hannah starts to so she goes in the bathroom and like gets herself ready and whatever. And now she's starting to think there was definitely more to her reaction towards Ashley than simply admiring another woman for aesthetic purposes. Hannah had never been hesitant to say whether she thought another woman was attractive, but with Ashley, it felt different. It was different, and now she was going to be sleeping in a bed beside her. So this is like kind of the first time where Hannah admits to herself that it's maybe not just her being straight, and like it's normal for her
Yeah.
to feel this way. And so from here is where we start to really get into like a lot of the questioning and bargaining about her identity.
Mm-hmm. Which I think her mom does not help with at all. Like, her mom's right, everyone's correct, but everyone being like, "We already know," ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's not
I feel like
helpful.
it's such a like screw you to her, because it's like, we already figured you out, just listen to us. And it's like, but like, let her struggle. Like,
Yeah.
her truth for like 10 seconds, you guys. Like, you
Mhm.
know, I feel
Yeah,
like,
someone has to figure it out for themselves, not be
right, like,
told who they are based on the perceptions of the people closest to them.
right, even if you're 1010% correct, which they
Right.
were, like, she can't know that she's too busy like denying and rebelling against everyone else to like really sit with her feelings and be like, "Oh, all right, cool. Like, that's what
Yeah.
that's great."
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of the big changes we start to see is her drawings when she's designing things start to take a different shape. And that is Ashley. They
Yeah.
used to be just really like focused on the clothing, and
Mhm.
the form that they were on was like a faceless kind of vague human form, and now they are like pretty much exactly to the size and shape of Ashley, and they have long dark hair. And
Mm-hmm.
so Philip and Clara, who is the seamstress for the shop, have started to notice this. And Ashley walks into the shop because she needs a dress for Hannah's cousin's wedding, and she wants to surprise Hannah by like wearing one of her designs. So she comes to see Philip, and Clara sees her and goes, "Oh, I think we've figured out who these new designs are made for."
This is
And
such a sitcom, I swear.
But it's
Yeah.
so real though. Like
I know.
that's what I loved about this book, because I was reading it and I was like, this is so crazy. But also this would totally
This would
happen in
happen.
real life. Because like
Yeah.
my girlfriend has to do like watercolor renderings of like costumes, and
Yeah.
I see like the whole class's renderings because she always brings home all the tea and she's like, look at this person's, what
Of
is that?
course.
And like I can identify who did what drawing based on the person now. Like just the way they draw the characters. Every
Yeah.
single time it's a man, like I know, okay, that's Andrew. Andrew drew this based on like himself. A lot of them do it based on themselves. And it's always like so cool. And I'm like waiting for the day where she does one that's of me.
Oh.
She won't. She like
won't.
every single design is gonna be like super high femme, like super avant-garde, and that just doesn't go with my face, and that's okay. But like I just thought that was really sweet when it was like
Yeah.
and
It's like
Ashley,
change.
like she's like thinking
Yeah.
about her. Oh,
It's
because
like
it's so subconscious too. Like they just
yes.
do it.
Yes.
Right.
What? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the design equivalent of doodling somebody's name in your notebook.
Yes.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Just mindlessly. That's so cute. Oh,
It's
that's so
very
good.
cute.
Yeah. Yeah, so she like gets this dress made for her and Ashley
Isn't
shows
it
up.
like yellow too?
This one they chose red.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
Because the yellow dress is a closeting color. Have you heard that theory?
No. But
Okay, never mind.
before she was like, wow, yellow's your color. And
Mm.
she
which was a
had
crazy statement because I don't think yellow is anyone's color.
I don't think yellow's anyone's color.
But
I
I'm like,
agree.
if she genuinely thinks Ashley looks good in yellow, she loves her because no one looks good in yellow.
I
And you
don't
only
know.
lie to people that you love. Like what?
Except Haley, because Haley looks good in everything. I'm sure she'd kill yellow.
I think that like Ashley's really tan, and I think if you're really tan, yellow looks good on you.
Yeah, you probably get away with it. You could
Okay,
Like,
fine. That's fair.
Like, okay, I
Watch
have
us
these
backtracking our statements.
Like,
my little cousins, they're little Hawaiian babies. They're so cute.
oh.
Yellow on these little Hawaiian babies.
It's like
So-
perfect.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
they
they were
look
probably like
so
made
good.
to get like the sun was just like
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes. Oh my God, they're the cutest kids. But I'm envisioning Ashley like that. Just like this really tan, beautiful woman in these vibrant colors.
Mhm.
I bet it's like that situation where you like stick her on an island and put her in these like islandy colors and she's like, oh yeah,
Just
I'm born to be
perfect.
here. I'm meant
That
to be here. Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. But clearly she looks good in anything because now here she is in red and Hannah's heart like stops.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And Hannah at the wedding is like can't keep her eyes off of her and is like touching her everywhere because she's looking at the dress, but like
Right.
it's actually in the dress.
I've looked at a couple of dresses like that.
Yeah.
No, like when they were doing that in the book, I was so like I felt like that was such a situation of like, do I want to be her or do I want to be with her? And
Yes.
the line is blurry.
So it's
such
always
a
blurry.
difficult thing as a gay. Like Sabrina Carpenter, that's a real
Oh.
tricky one for me.
Yes.
You
Like
guys are such babies. I could never look at Sabrina Carpenter in that way.
or
I
like
think
Renee
Sabrina's
Rapp. Oh my God, one of my
so
friends
hot.
is so obsessed with Renee Rapp, and I'm like, but you're not like a Renee Rapp type. She's like, I know, I just like want to be with her. I don't want to be her. I want her to
Yeah.
be herself, but I want to be me, but with
Yeah.
Renee Rapp. And I was like, what about Toa Bird?
Yes, that's way more
Because
my.
I want to be Toa Bird.
I want to be with Toa Bird.
Oh
That is
my God.
that's my type. I love that.
As
my
it
God.
should be, because that's hot. And that,
I mean, it is.
ugh.
But yeah, Sabrina Carpenter, she has what I call for myself like the Selena Gomez effect, where Selena Gomez perpetually to me looks like a 12-year-old. And so Sabrina Carpenter also looks
Yeah.
like a 12-year-old, and like to feel any sort of like attraction to them makes me feel icky. And so I never see it. I'm like, yeah, she's adorable.
I grew up like we're the same age, Sabrina and I grew up listening to her, and she's just and she's not my type generally not my type, but I every time I see her I'm like, wow, Sabrina.
I think Sabrina
So
Carpenter is definitely my type because my girlfriend, she does dress exactly like Sabrina. Every time I see Sabrina Carpenter, I'm like,
Cute.
that's a justice length dress. And
That's
it's
so
really just a
cute.
unitard, with, like a little tiny like sarong, like that.
Yeah. It's so true. I
She's
appreciate.
so tiny.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Not that I'm into short people. That makes me seem weird. Oh, and now the girlfriend's texting me. I am nothing like that white woman. Yes, you are.
You're cute and adorable.
so we have some major tea.
Ooh.
Okay. We have a first kiss.
Which I love.
Yeah. And it is born of making an ex jealous.
No
So
comment.
Kirsty is the ex, and she is in the closet.
Okay.
And basically, okay, so part of Hannah's like big struggle throughout this whole book is that she does not want to be a repeat of Kirsty to Ashley.
Okay.
And Ashley kind of has a little bit of trauma from Kirsty where she was dating this girl kind of drug her back in the closet a little bit. And this girl had a lot of homophobia and was just a little bit nasty to her as well. And so she just does not want to do the same thing to Ashley that Kirsty did. And so she's being really careful about making sure that she sorts out her own feelings before she comes back to Ashley with them. And they're at a bar and they see Kirsty. And Kirsty is giving, this is after a game, by the way. They had like
The rugby match.
Yeah. It was about like all of the first responders were there playing. And so Kirsty the whole time is like doing this death stare at Hannah, and Hannah's like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? What's her problem? And and Jude is like, oh, that's at you. She doesn't like you because you are Ashley's girlfriend. And she's like, okay, all right. So they all go to the bar after, and they decide to make Kirsty jealous and kiss. So they have their first kiss, and it says, when Hannah's lips tentatively met hers, Ashley thought that Hannah would surely hear her heartbeat over the noise in the bar. Despite the attention of showing lust, the kiss was gentle and unhurried. Ashley felt Hannah's lips turn up into a smile before they separated.
Which is like so cute, it makes me want to vomit.
I know.
Like I'm just like, oh.
Kisses that turn into smiles? So cute. Sorry, everyone.
So sexy. I think they're so sexy because you're like, I know you're enjoying this, that you have to smile. Like, I love it.
I know.
I liked that kiss. Even though, like, I don't know how I would feel if, like, my first kiss with someone was, like, to make someone else jealous. But, like, it was clearly a good kiss. Like,
yeah.
Give it to someone.
Yeah. And this was, like, right after. So Kirsty actually came up to Ashley and was like, I'm just saying it's not a gay bar and you should be more considerate of others.
Which I don't get Kirsty. I don't get her at all. Like, literally at all. They were explaining the lore and I was like, okay, so she's not gay. Oh, wait, but she's gay. So she's jealous. But she's not jealous because she doesn't want to be out. Because she's not gay and she's not out. Okay. But then she's just psychotic. And it's like, see a therapist.
Literally. God, it's hard though. I have a lot of empathy for people who have like internalized homophobia because I'm like, it's not your fault but it is your responsibility to fix.
Right.
And it
like,
doesn't seem like Kirsty is like in any way capable of doing that work.
right. I just needed her to like show me that like she like understands that there's a problem with her. And
Right.
she doesn't. She's just
Right.
like, you shouldn't don't be gay in public, you freaking gays. And it's like,
Yeah, what an insane comment.
this isn't a gay bar. Okay, well this is Earth, so like if someone
I have
said to me,
rights.
I think I would swing. I'm not a violent person, but I would swing. This isn't a gay bar. Okay? This isn't a straight bar either.
Yeah, does it say straight? Does it say no gays allowed? No.
This isn't 1969.
Insane.
I can be gay in public.
I can be gay in public. It's fine.
Insane. Yeah.
Ugh.
And so they kiss, and then so Jude and Haz, they're the married couple that are Ashley's friends.
Mhm.
They're there, and they have this look of like just shock at watching them kiss because they're like, "What?"
Like, right.
Yeah, and Ashley and Hannah say nothing and just like leave the bar together.
I could not believe that they both went home after that, like separately. I was
That is not what would be happening.
like, you could have talked about it to
Right.
each other, and then neither one of you would have been confused and pissed off, but you're not talking about it because you don't want to hurt each other's feelings. But in not talking about it, you're hurting each other's feelings.
I feel like that's the hallmark of lesbian relationships, though.
It
Like,
so is. It so
if
is.
I'm being
'Cause I feel
honest,
like-
you're like, I'm going to be so careful. I'm not going to voice that I'm having feelings about this because then that would hurt her feelings. Meanwhile, she's
Right.
having the same thing. It's so accurate.
And I feel like as women, we're like so used to catering to everyone else's emotions, and
Right.
like you cater too much to it, and then you actually end up like not understanding people at all, and you're just like, you just
I'm
have
so
to. That's
confused.
what I just like give up. I'm just like, I'm gonna say what I have to say, and it might hurt your feelings now, but it won't hurt your feelings later, and that's better.
Yeah. My therapist always tells me clear is kind, and that's what I always try and remember is like be direct. Clear is
My
kind.
mom says that
It's
I
so-
am. What did she says? I'm like kind, but not. I'm nice, but I'm not kind. Like I'll help you change your tire, but I'll cuss you out about why don't you know how to change your tire.
Right. Right.
'Cause
I've
my
heard that
mom's from New
before.
York, and everyone's always like, people from New York are kind, but they're not nice. And I'm like, yeah, because why would I be like?
Yeah. And people from LA are nice but not kind. That's what I've heard. New York is kind but not nice. LA is nice but not kind.
Now we have Ashley and Hannah are like really in their feelings, and they are kind of in that, it's like that honeymoon phase,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and both of them are like wanting to tell each other about their days at the end of the day, and Hannah is thinking about how she wants to kiss Ashley again, and
Ooh.
how like really she's not pretending anymore, like
Yeah.
this isn't a charade for her family, and so that's so wild and new, and they go camping.
Stop. I just reread the camping scene this morning. Like it's not that I forgot, it's that I didn't remember. You know
Right,
what I
right.
Because what? First of all, gayest shit ever. Camping. Oh, we're
Camping.
going camping. And it's like off of someone's property far enough that you have to take like a four-wheeler to get you're crazy for that. And then they're like two little gay friends are there, and it's like all cute. And then they haven't like these are like the only friends that they haven't told like, oh, it's a fake relationship. So they think it's legit. So it is legit, right? And when at the end of the night when the other couple just starts going at it in the tent next to them, and they're like, oh well, like let's not seem like you're bad in bed, like that's a good excuse to just start moaning uncontrollably in a tent next to other people who are actually having sex.
Yeah.
Like that was a wild train of thought, but I'm right there with them. Like I would have done this Dang.
I just want to know in Hannah's little mind, okay? She starts like moaning like she's having sex, okay, in bed next to a woman that she's attracted to. There's fresh air.
Right.
She's outside in a nice tent with twinkle lights that this girl set up for her. And now she's literally moaning, and she thought that it wasn't going to escalate.
Right. She was like, this will cut the tension. This should
Um,
cut the sexual tension. This is a funny.
like, what did she think was gonna happen here?
I feel
She
like even though
knew.
she says like she's trying to like be funny and cut the I think she was testing the waters.
Yep. It's like when you're like, remember in Senator's Wife where it's like, what do you want this ring to be? And meanwhile, you're like, it's a proposal, but I'm not gonna say it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like, you decide so I don't get hurt.
Right? Like I want
But
you
if you're
to like
into it,
know what I'm thinking.
yeah. But if
And
you're
then,
into it, then let's go.
What
right.
an insane way to do that though. Like if like okay, say there's a scenario where Ashley is like, that's weird. Why are you moaning? Then that is so embarrassing.
But then she gets it over with. Then
Right.
you just embarrassing. Also, I feel like at that point she has to know Ashley well enough
Right. Yeah.
to know that like even if Ashley did think it was weird, she would at least play along, you know? And then you could talk about how weird it was the next day, whatever. But like I feel like she knew Ashley was gonna be into it. Like intuitively, like in her soul, her spirit, she was like, no, she's gonna be into it. We're gonna have a laugh.
I guess. Maybe I'm just shy, but like, oh, I could never do it.
Oh, I would. I don't know if it's just
I
like
wouldn't.
the theater degree, just like the shit. But like, I don't care. I do not care. I tap dance. Like I literally tap dance. So, and I play the trombone and I call myself
Okay.
a boner. Like I have no more shame left, you know? I'm about to actually teach like theater at a school.
Yeah.
I was meeting some of the kids and out of my mouth comes, "Oh yeah, I take Zoloft." To the children that I'm about to teach. And I was like, you didn't need to know that, but now you do. And
Now
you
you
know
do.
what? It's fine. I'm
That's
just about it.
that's
Oh my
funny.
gosh.
I love that.
Yeah, well, Ashley bites and they start moaning in and looking in each other's eyes together.
Oh my
And
God.
next thing we know, Hannah is on top of Ashley, dry humping her.
Shit, she went for it.
Yeah.
Which is a bold move. Like,
Literally.
she's like, I'm not gay, climbs on top of a woman.
The fact that she gets on top is like, girl, you're so gay.
Also, like, I know you've never done that with a man. Don't lie.
No, you
No.
have not.
Like, how'd you know how to do that? All that research?
Yeah, research.
Oh
Oh my God. Haley, I thought your shirt said Dyke, not Nike.
I mean, it basically does. What do you mean?
I mean, accurate.
I'm literally wearing like a Nike sports bra.
My shirt says, I love loving. Oh, wow. My
Were you wearing that yesterday?
Yes, I was wearing this yesterday. It says I love loving girl. There we go. Okay, so back to the dry humping in the tent.
Yeah. So they dry hump and then Ashley wakes up in the morning and Hannah's not there and she's like, "Ooh, what happened? Where did she go?" And she's a little nervous that Hannah just like up and left her there.
Which
I'm
it's the middle
scared.
of nowhere. Where would she go?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just like took a hike.
Anywhere to hide from her feelings.
Hitchhiked right on back to the city but she didn't. She took a little blanket out to the beach and watched the sunrise because Ashley had told her that it's the most wonderful sunrise there and she wanted to see it. So she went out and she was all curled up, all cute out there. And so they went and talked about it. And Hannah made a really interesting comment where she was like, "I'm sorry for molesting you." And I was like, Is that what happened? Because
You know what? But I understood where she was coming from. She's wrong. That's not what happened. It was consensual, but I feel like when we're taught consent, it's taught in a very heterosexual way of like
Right.
you need to physically say yes out of your mouth. And like, yes,
A
that's what
good
we would like to
thing.
happen. But I feel like in kind of like especially with another woman, there's not that need to like suppress to their feelings. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I just feel like having been with
We
men, it's very like no, like I want you to really ask me because like I might not be into this. But like with women, I'm like if I wasn't into this, like I know how to stop it and I feel like if I said like let's not or like I switched
yeah.
it up, you would be okay with it and I wouldn't feel guilty at all. Like I just feel like
Yeah.
with women there's like not that pressure of like making them feel good versus like you feeling good, like you're both supposed to feel good about it. And I also feel like Ashley like is not the person who's like just gonna let things happen to her.
Right.
So
Yeah. I
I
feel
didn't
like
I got where she was coming from, but I was also like girl, look at what's in front of you. Like
right. Yeah. I feel like you hit the nail on the head with women, and we talk about it on the podcast all the time about how there's just really good like nonverbal communication that women have with each other. And then also another point that you just said where you're not afraid to say like no, stop, right? And
right.
that's where like the power dynamics come into play. And when it's two women, there really isn't a lot of power dynamics at play because we're so level. But like with men, first of all, if you're already in a sexual situation with them, and obviously not all men, hashtag blah blah blah. But it is always a man though. Not all
Yeah.
men, but it is always a man. Um you put yourself in jeopardy saying no, stop because of that power dynamic. So yeah, with women, I don't think that Hannah really needed to like make that apology. It was sweet and whatever, but
Well, like
like
I get where she was coming from because she's
right,
previously like only really been with men. So it's like
exactly. So she's operating under those rules
right,
when
because I feel
like
like had a man done that to her,
right.
that's how she would feel, and that's how
Right.
she should feel because
Yeah.
it would have
And I
been.
do feel like as like I feel like well, I'll speak for myself, but I'm always worried about making other women feel uncomfortable
Yes,
because you're coming from that like if this was done to me, I would feel uncomfortable
yeah.
from a man. Yeah.
I had a friend who is no longer my friend for this very reason because she made me feel like a predatory gay person just for like being gay and like
Oh,
women.
yeah. Ugh.
And I was just like I'm not a man. I'm not gonna do
It's
anything to you that you don't want. Also, we're friends. But we
right.
were like, besties, and everyone knows I'm gay, and they were like, "Oh my God, are you two dating?" And it's like, "We're not, thank you." And like that's where that conversation ended for me. But for her, it was like an entire like other thing or whatever the fuck was happening over there. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. And like I was just like, dude, I didn't appreciate that you like made it weird. Now I feel like is there something weird going on that I don't know about? I don't feel that feeling.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna respect you if you do, but I'm gonna tell you get over it.
Right. No, 100%. Yeah. Totally get that. Are you there, Haley?
yes, I'm here.
You're so cute when you zone out. You're just like, I'm listening.
I'm just listening. Going into the camping trip, Hannah had like really kind of distanced herself from Ashley because she had been trying to sort her feelings out.
Yeah.
And now, she's really like, ooh, okay, there's something going on. Like I literally just dry humped this woman. Um,
That'll do
so
it.
That'll do it. That'll change your perspective on some things.
Yep.
so next up, um, we have a little bit of a proposal panic because Ashley's in the Pride Parade with her little firefighter group, and all the girls are like thirsting after her because why wouldn't they be? And Hannah goes to visit her there, and she wants to like tell her about her feelings, but it just like doesn't happen. But anyway, she drops her bracelet And Ashley bends over to pick it up for her and gives it to her, and they think nothing of it. But later on, both of their parents are like, "Oh my gosh, congratulations. I can't believe you didn't tell us. Like, you let us find out through the news. This is crazy." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And someone had like taken a picture of this, and it looked like Ashley was proposing to Hannah when she picked up the bracelet. And so then they had to like convince their parents that they weren't getting engaged, blah blah blah. But like while this is going down, um Ashley misses a whole bunch of phone calls from Jude. And so she finally calls Jude back, and Jude is like, "Bro, like why aren't you answering your phone? Your mom is in the hospital."
Mm.
And her mom had a heart attack. And luckily Hannah's dad is like head of cardio surgery at the hospital, so he like rushes Ashley over to the hospital, and he has a lot of like influence there, so he gets everybody, all of the consults that she needs, blah blah blah. And Hannah shows up a little bit later, but Ashley is like internalizing this and thinking that it's her fault, because like, oh my gosh, I've been lying to her. I think like she found out about this, said proposal, and her heart couldn't take it, and this whole time it wasn't even real. So she decides to end it with Hannah. Meanwhile, Hannah has been trying to tell her that she actually is in love with her. So that's what happens, is she tells Hannah like it's done. I'm as soon as my mom is stable, I'm like telling her that it was all made up, and like I don't want to see you. So Hannah leaves, and this was so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like they were so close.
Right.
It's like, I'm tired of lying to my mom, and this is ridiculous, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, just breathe and like let me fix the problem for you, because
Right.
oh my God, solution, it's not fake and we're fine, you know. But I
Right.
also like got like, she was like, we've been lying to like our parents for a minute, and I feel bad. Like I understood that guilt, but I was just like, stop. Like, oh no. I don't
Yeah.
like a third act breakup, but I also do, because it wouldn't be dramatic without it. And like,
Right.
Yeah.
what is lesbianism without some ridiculous drama?
With some little spice.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, when one thing is wrong, especially something like a medical emergency with a family
Right.
member, someone you're close
Oh,
to,
yeah.
it feels like the end of the world, and
Right. It's like
everything.
hyper
Nothing
focus.
Nothing
Yeah.
matters. Yep.
Yeah. So it made a lot of sense for Ashley to do what she did, and that she felt like she had to take such drastic measures in this. Um, but I felt so sad for both her and Hannah.
I
Mm-hmm.
know.
Um, but Hannah ends up doing something really that took a lot of guts, I think. Um, she talks to she has a little consultation with her best friend, because what are best friends for?
Except for
And
consultation.
yeah.
Right.
It's
And
so true. I'm like,
I
I need to
know.
go. I need to speak with my committee first.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would
I
be like,
literally have a group chat called The Committee.
yes, we are so
This just
similar.
happened.
My committee is literally Haley, Lindsay, who Haley, you know, and my friend Laura. That's my committee. They're all
Mine?
really different.
Yeah.
And my friend Susie. So I have 4. They're all really different, and they very rarely agree with they don't talk to each other. They just talk to me, but they
Those are
have
the
different. No, it's great. But when they're all in agreement
That's how you know.
against me, I'm like, oh, shit, I am wrong. It's happened one time, and I was like,
I need to know.
I always get in the group chat. I'm like,
when.
am I the asshole?
Yeah,
Every
literally.
3 minutes, I'm like, am I the asshole? Do I
Yeah.
care if I'm the asshole? I don't know.
That's
Mine's
the
just
thing.
like,
Do I care that I'm wrong?
right, like, am I wrong? Yes. Should I care? Maybe. Do I? No.
No. Okay.
Hannah follows her committee advice,
Yes.
and she basically Philip is like, what are you doing? You're in love with her, get the girl. And so she's like, to the hospital. And so she goes to the hospital to talk to Ashley's mom, um who is like awakening from having a heart attack, and
Right.
Ashley is like asleep in there, and or maybe I don't know, she's
I think
absent
Ashley
in some form.
gone at that point.
Something, yeah.
I don't know. She like
She wasn't involved.
Yeah,
Right.
unpresent in some form or another. And her mom though is like, uh what are you doing here? Aren't you straight? And she's like, listen, I am in love with your daughter, and yes, we lied to you, and yes, I was straight, but I found out that actually I'm gay and I love her, and I need you to talk to her for me. And her mom was like, period, I'll do it. And
On board immediately.
yeah,
And
you
she was like,
convinced
oh, I
me.
don't even care about the lying. Like, fuck that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It worked out.
It's worked out. That's all I care about.
Yeah, so this is when her mom, Ashley's mom, was like, hey girl, to her daughter, to Ashley, she was like, hey girl, I have another girl to set you up on a date with. I know you know, you kind of went through it, so like, don't worry, I've got you. I have an endless supply of women. And this is
Part of me is like,
another-
that mom is gay. No one's that invested.
Oh, literally.
I have another friend whose daughter just came out of the closet. And so here she is, go on a date. And so sets her up on this date at the same bar that her and Hannah originally met at.
It's
So
the gay
like,
Cute.
bar.
It's a gay bar now.
yeah.
Period.
Yeah, so she shows up, and who is it other than Hannah sitting there waiting for Ashley? And she's like, what are you doing here? And Hannah's like, hi, I'm Hannah. I just came out of the closet. It's nice to meet you. And Ashley's like, didn't you already come out? And Hannah's like, well, that was fake, and this is real because I love you. And Ashley's like, wait, really? And Hannah's like, yes. Can you give me a chance? And they're like, oh my God. And so then they're in love and they leave together, and that's what happens. And
that's what happens.
And they're in love and they leave together, and that's what happens.
And it's happily ever after. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
yeah, which if I were Ashley, I would have needed a lot more explaining. But
Right?
I feel like
Riley's like, no.
I don't know. I feel like she's just down for anything. Like she's clearly crazy. Okay,
She's a Sagittarius. She's a Sagittarius.
Right. Like she's clearly like cuckoo in the head. She's like ready to set her daughter up with literally anything that breathes air and is
Right.
a woman. So like she's like, you know what? Yeah, for the plot. Like for the plot. And I'm here for her. I'm here for that. What I thought was crazy was when Hannah goes to the fire station and is like waiting outside the fire station for hours,
Yes.
trying to talk to Ashley, and Ashley will not speak to her. And I'm like, that's if I did that and the person still didn't want, I would sob. I would sit outside that fire station and just cry.
Yeah. And I'd be like, you have to come out now because I'm crying.
No, literally, like I'm having a medical emergency. First responder.
First
like,
responder. Yeah. I'm having chest pains.
I would set fire to buildings. I would like commit arson. Just flames.
What's your Venus sign?
What is my Venus sign? Capricorn.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. I would have suspected Leo with the way you're talking.
Oh my God, no, I don't think I have like any Leo in my chart. Thank you.
I don't either.
I don't know what this
I don't
means.
know what you have. I don't know your full chart though over there. Missing her rising sign because she won't get her birth certificate for me from Montana.
Wow.
Oh, so they live happily ever after.
I
Yeah.
personally loved the ending of this book, the little like hike thing, because they kept calling her tampon woman. And I was like, how they've never seen her like long enough really to like look at her and be like, oh, like that's Ashley. No, until like what was it like? I think it was like 90% basically through the book, and they were like, oh my god, that's fucking Ashley and her giant dog. And I'm like, the giant dog wasn't a dead giveaway for y'all. Like, you know, someone else with a dog this huge that like works out constantly. She's like,
Yeah.
come on a hike, and then propose. If someone made me hike to my own proposal,
I'd be pissed.
I would be pissed. I
I
would say
would
no
be.
out of spite, and then
Yeah.
when we walk down, I'd be like, it's actually okay. I just like had to have a diva moment.
Oh yeah,
This
I
is
fucking hate hiking.
maybe like a culture difference here because where I come from, that's like a very common proposal.
She would love
At
it.
Montana?
Montana,
Yes.
yeah, what else is there to do there?
That's what I was gonna say.
True.
No, I don't
Also-
want that type of proposal. No, thank you. Don't make me do physical activity to get my ring. No, no, thanks. Take me out
Like,
on a
I'm fine
boat
with it, but
with like mimosas and sunset, and let me sit there and get down on a knee.
and
That would be
also
great.
like, why was everybody there? Why was everybody?
Yeah, I don't like
So
that
not only did you
either.
make me climb, you made everybody, all of these motherfuckers. Like, I'm pissed on their behalf because what the fuck do you mean? Just so they could watch us? Like, weird. You're weird.
No, I'm okay with like a photographer being there, but like out of the way, don't let me know the photographer is there.
Right. But like entire friends and family, like we're throwing a party on the top of the no.
That was actually how my first because I'm divorced. That's actually how I got engaged.
Wow.
But it was a beach. It was beach, but like literally 7 of our friends were there, and we had like a little party at the beach after, which that was fine because I didn't have to like hike.
Mm.
But
I just feel like
I
would
want to
never
be
ready
alone.
to socialize in that manner.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like-
No, it's hard. I was also like 19, so baby, I didn't know any better.
It happens.
Well, their proposal goes well. They liked the hike. And that's what happened. Okay, so for our listeners, they go on a little hike. They go on a little hikety hike, and they get engaged up there. But basically, like they get to the top, and there's a little like cute little picnicky setup or whatever. And Hannah's like, "Oh no, we're gonna like infringe on somebody's little thing." And Ashley's like, "Oh, I don't think so. I think that like they won't mind." And Hannah's like, "Oh, you don't think they'll mind?" And then she turns around and Ashley's like down on one knee, and then she's like, "Oh my God, yes!" And then right away the moms call, like Philip and Jude and whoever are like on the phone with each of their moms already, and they're like talking to each of the girls about venues. They're picking venues,
yeah.
and they're like, "No, you need to call each other and talk about this." And then Hannah's like, "Let them talk about venues all they want because we're gonna elope."
She's like, I'm done with the bullshit.
Yeah. And that's where it ends. Is they're just proposed, they're engaged, and now they're
Wasn't it also like it was
know.
1 year later?
Mhm.
I feel like every single sapphic book that I read that ends in an engagement is
Yeah.
like last chapter's like 1 year later.
It's very happiest season.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's that?
Haley, oh God, I knew that. We didn't have our moment. We didn't have our moment this episode until just now, where I mentioned some form of sapphic literature or media or something, and Haley goes, "Huh? I haven't seen it." It's the Kristen Stewart Christmas Hulu movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. See, here's the thing. I'm like a historical fiction girl or like a
know.
memoir girl.
I'm trying to get into historical
I
fiction. It's just
love
like
historical fiction.
they're just a little bit too white for me sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
I'm just like, what? And they're like, it's 1812. And I'm like, slavery.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm just like, ooh, schools weren't integrated yet. Like, women couldn't attend school. Like, I don't
No
know.
one could vote. Yeah,
Right. I'm kind of like,
I
okay.
know. It's
But then we're
hard.
still like trying to talk about romance. And I'm like, she has to get married.
Right.
Ugh.
You are not wrong, Rylie. You are not wrong.
But like, I've enjoyed a couple of them. I've only read like, I think 2. So,
Okay, so you enjoyed the couple that you read.
right. I'm like
Okay.
really wading in the water.
It's true.
But
Okay.
I usually read the ones that are like about women in the war. And like,
Oh, very gay.
like, what?
yeah, like I
Like the
don't,
ones who dress up as men and go to war.
Oh, like a Mulan moment.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
like,
that's hot.
and I read a lot of memoirs.
I'm trying to find more books that like have people of color in them, but the entire plot is not about them being a person of color.
Yeah.
Right.
Which-
Yeah. You
Why
know,
is that so hard? Like, I
Ugh.
read one like sapphic book that was like, we're black, and it sucked for so many reasons.
Ugh.
But I was just like, why am I being reminded of what race everyone is constantly? And like
Yeah.
even the books that aren't like specifically POC but have POC characters, like she gets the girl, I'm sorry, weirdly in chapter 5, we go, yeah, by the way, she's Asian. Like I was like, good to know, jarring. Good to know.
Jarring presentation of that fact. Yeah, that is, I've heard that critique a lot, especially being on BookTok, like about,
Right. Because
the
it's like I
lack of
want the
diversity.
representation. I just like
but not this
don't want
way.
that to be the only thing and then like we only talk about race when it's like, oh, she has like suppressed microaggressions. Like,
Yeah.
or like, can a bitch just eat like a food
Yeah.
without it being, can I just have pasta and like not be like, oh, my whole family is from Sicily. Like, did she just be eating pasta?
Yes.
Like, I'm quick to make an Italian joke. Like, I'm Italian, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, little
Same,
Italian.
I'm Italian.
We're all Italian. Well, actually, we're all Sicilian because everyone left Sicily because no one wanted to be there.
Right.
Valid, very valid. I've never been, but I've not heard good things. But like, it's a bit. Like it's a
Right.
bit. Why in books is it like, oh,
It's very tokeny.
culture is her entire personality? Like,
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you're like, I just want to read a story about someone who kind of looks like me, okay?
right. And they're like,
Ugh.
she was a light skinned with light brown eyes. And I'm like,
Okay.
or
I love
she was
the-
the color of chocolate. Mm.
No, immediately no. Okay, so overall, what are we rating this book, guys?
Mm.
Since you are the queen of book ratings.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5 out of 5 for indie author. I feel like it like follows the same kind of constructs as like books that are published by big publishing companies, but I
Yeah.
feel like there's enough freedom in there for like the author to really like pull through on some like real stuff as opposed to being like on page 75 this needs to happen, you know?
Right, yeah.
Because I've definitely I've opened books and been like, oh, and in chapter 5 they're gonna get together, and in chapter 17 they're gonna break up.
Right.
Like, great. 5 out of 5. Very realistic characters. It's not like trying too hard, and it
Okay.
does it for me. Although
I love that.
I have the like paperback version, insane formatting. Like, what is this? What size is this? This isn't normal. I don't like
No. It was
know,
the
That is
cheapest
so
route.
funny.
it. No,
Oh
literally, this is
my
like a
gosh.
half sheet of paper. They just like folded paper in half and printed, and I appreciate them. Get it together.
Oh
Let's do it
my
right.
gosh.
That's funny.
Oh.
It's a nice texture though. It's like matte.
I love a matte book. Love a matte book.
Riley, I want to know how often you go through books.
Oh my
Because
god.
you always have
Your
these
eyes just
gaps.
got so big.
This is how you know if I really like a book. If I really like a book, 2-3 days tops. Like,
Damn, it takes me a month and a half.
no, So I work a lot in theater, which is a lot of like do the work, do the work, do the work, and now break. Do the work, do
Right.
the work. Like, and I also am insane and I like to wake up early. Well, my body makes me wake up early. I think it's the anxiety. Who knows? And when I was a kid, I really struggled to read books because I jumped around schools a lot in like
Mm,
elementary school. So I never had that like structured in class, like let's all read a chapter book together. So by the
yeah.
time I got to like I just had a teacher expect me to read a chapter book and I freaked out, had a full like panic attack. I was like, I've never read a chapter book before in my life. I don't know what I'm doing. And now I just feel like I just zoom through the books. Like I'm
Yeah.
just I might reread pages like 12, 17 times, but I'm going to read it so fast that it seems like I'm reading it at the pace of a regular person. Um,
Dang. Your
but
comprehension skills are next level.
I try. I'm reading, you can't tell because I don't believe in dust covers. And
That's
also,
okay.
I did get this book wet because it just rained the other day. But I'm reading Imogen, obviously, right now.
Ooh.
And I think I've had this book open for like 2 weeks now. And
Uh-oh,
I'm
that's not a good
chapter
review.
8. And it's not that I don't actually like it, it's that I think I've just been like going through it.
Okay.
Mm.
And
Just
this,
don't.
yeah, it's just like not sitting with my spirit. Also, it's a hardback. Like
Not
it,
into it.
right, there's something about it, like a soft, like this feels warm and inviting, and I can like read it and like bend it and do whatever I need to do, beat it up. I love a
Yeah.
soft cover. Hardcover, I'm just like,
You have to be careful with it. You have to be
alrighty.
gentle.
I'm like, this
Yeah.
is delicate. Like, no.
Right.
So usually 2, 3 days on
Okay.
a book that I really don't like, a week. On apparently a book that I'm reading when I'm in a mental distress, a few weeks.
Have you read The Priority of the Orange Tree?
No.
Okay, because I would love to know how long it takes you to get through that book. It's
Oh
like
God.
800 pages. But everyone, I'm like looking around for it because I have it. But everyone that I have seen read it is like, it's the best book ever. It's
The
like
priority.
fantasy, Priority of the Orange Tree. It's like fantasy world. I want to say it's kind of not Game of Thronesy, but but it's also sapphic. So she's like, and bye.
And TBR.
Yeah. But it's
That's one thing.
literally
People get in
this
the
big.
comments all the time. They're like, oh, have you read this book? And I'm like, don't even worry about it.
I'll get there.
You like 2 weeks.
Rylie, do you have any pluggables that you could mention for us, like your TikTok, Instagram, anything you want to plug?
My TikTok is just at Rylie Bute 2 for some reason. I think it's because I used to have a Musically.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
go looking that up. Instagram, Rylie_Bute. Keeping it simple. Wow, it's like my
Very
name.
simple. Everyone should follow Rylie. Follow us as well if you're not already, but I feel like if you're here, you already do. And yeah, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. I definitely want to have you on again if you are so willing and interested. You know.
It's so much
Um,
fun with you.
yeah. So thank you guys for listening. We will talk to you next week. We will probably be, we got to do Imagine Me and You, and we got to do another episode of the L Word, Haley. So we're going to work on that for you guys. And as always, we love you and we will talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.